Hot on the heels of Deadpool's opening weekend success is a statement from Simon Kinberg that another beloved franchise could get the big screen treatment as an R-rated movie. Speaking at a Q&A after an exclusive Collider IMAX screening of Deadpool, Kinberg dropped some hints about an X-Force flick. I think there are some stories that could be R-rated. I don't know what they are. I mean, I think the mainline X-Men movies have their own tone, which is a more operatic tone. It's more dramatic. It is more PG-13 in a way. X-Force I could see being R-rated, and who knows? Dennis, when we get an X-Force movie, will it be rated R?
Well, judging by the way that studios work, probably. I don't think it's necessary. At least when I read the X-Force comic book, there was nothing really in it that screamed to me R rating. But the way studios work, they want a copycat. You know, they're like, okay, and especially since this is under the same studio, like, look what Deadpool did. So we'll just Deadpool's going to be in there, and he's going to be the main guy. And then what I'm worried about is now suddenly all these characters are going to like start having more of a Deadpool flair to him, where it should be just unique to his character. But yeah, if it's R, I mean, that's cool, but they got to show a good reason for it being R.
Right. What I think Deadpool did great is that, look, it proved to us that there doesn't have to be this hard line you draw in the sand between, oh, now a franchise or now a universe has a rated R movie, so we can never go back. Yes, you really can. You can make some movies that are PG-13. X-Men movies are going to continue to be PG-13. Wolverine, I have a hard time imagining this last Hugh Jackman Wolverine could possibly be rated R. But if it is, that's fine. If it's PG-13, that's fine. You can still have Deadpool play in that world. With an X-Force movie, sure, if it's rated R, that's phenomenal. I just don't think it has to be. And I think a lot of that is going to be predicated on the success of Deadpool 2. Who are we going to see in Deadpool 2? Probably more members of X-Force. I know that everybody's screaming about how Cable is definitely going to be making an appearance in Deadpool 2, maybe in a Colossus-type role. Colossus, by the way, also a member of the X-Force in the past, at least. I'm not sure if he's still there in the comic books, but he's not a rated R character. So I think you can have rated R characters in a PG-13 universe.
Is X-Force like the Hydrox to Oreos of like X-Men? Like what is X-Force? I don't know, like the imitation brand? I don't know much about X-Force.
It's the Tastios.
It's the Tastios.
There's a bunch of, there's X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor. There used to be New Mutants, which ended up turning into X-Force.
Okay.
It just, you know, anytime you put like an X in the name, you can sell X, a bunch of
X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't. Again, like we kind of said before, is I don't necessarily think you need an R-rated term, and I don't know how we would compare the X-Men movies to an operatic tone. That's kind of a stretch there. If you are a fan of opera, I've never seen anything X-Men related. Yeah. Jean Grey just hitting that high note. But I don't think that, like, okay, when you're watching Iron Man 3, they are throwing jokes at you, like forcing them down your throat, which I think kind of ruined Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3. With Deadpool, we expected the jokes, and the jokes nailed it because he could go that R-rated route. Do you need that in all these other movies? Probably not. But if you're going to put Deadpool in those movies, you're probably going to have to go R-rated.
It's a great point. Is that we went into Deadpool with an expectation of laughing at dirty humor and seeing really hardcore violence. If you sell X-Force or any movie for that matter the right way, as far as what our expectation level is going to be, how violent, how funny it's supposed to be, I think that's going to temper a lot of audiences if they end up making an X-Force film and it ends up being just PG-13. The question is, when are we going to see an X-Force movie regardless of what its rating is? It looks like, if you trust the internet, which you really shouldn't at all, it appears that Deadpool 2 is going to be next on the slate as far as what Deadpool's doing, and then after that, maybe like you have a post-credit teaser that says an X-Force movie's coming out. Is that how you see it, Dennis?
Yeah, definitely. But then also there's a fear too that, okay, I like the X-Men movies, but one of the complaints from more of the hardcore X-Men fans is like, oh well, we didn't really see much of Cyclops, or we didn't see these other characters. It's Wolverine and the X-Men. That's what they consider it. Now with X-Force, with Deadpool, there's a fear of, okay, now it's going to be Deadpool and these other guys,
right,
and Deadpool's going to be front and center. I mean, where Cable is actually a main component of X-Force, is he going to be put to the side, or is he going to be a main character?
You don't want him being one of the other members of the police. Just have Sting up there by himself. You want this to be more like a U2 situation. Correct. Where we know who Bono is, but we really appreciate the other dudes as well. So, look, if there's one R-rated mouth on this show, it's definitely Ashley.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.